Kim here, Director of Communications with the Arizona Senate Republicans, and joining me today is Senator Vince Leach from District 11, kind of doing a recap today of some of the really important bills that were signed by Governor Ducey. And we want to start off with top of mind for parents, for families. What have you got, Senator Leach?
Well, it's some things that we've done in the pro-parent, pro-freedom area, and one is HB 2161 that allows a parent to bring suit against a government entity that violates a parent's right. Parents have rights, and not only rights and responsibilities, duties. And if the government gets in the way of that, an individual can bring a lawsuit forward. 2498 is a particularly good bill. It prohibits a state for any political subdivision of the state that receives money from demanding that you get a COVID-19 vaccine shot. We had that last year. The courts did away with that in a lawsuit. We've brought that back. That will become law 90 days after signing die. 2616, I'm inverting there, 2616, that prohibits a state or political subdivision for requiring anyone under the age of 18 to wear a mask covering. Three important bills that constituents wanted last year. We had that done last year. They were in the budget, struck down in a court case, and we brought them back and ran separate bills.
At the end of the day, parents should have the final say in their children's classrooms. They should have the final say when it comes to whether or not their children should be wearing masks, and then our own personal choices as to whether or not we should be injecting something into our body. So very important bills I know your constituents really care about.
Yeah, it's really something that we have to pass these bills in the first place. But if we have to, we did it, and it will become law.
Focusing now on abortion, I know Senator Nancy Bartow had a landmark bill that was signed by Governor Ducey, and pro-choice, pro-life is in the national spotlight right now with the Roe v. Wade case.
And Arizona wants to be in the lead, has been in the lead on this. Senate Bill 1164 prohibits abortion after 15 weeks, except for extenuating circumstances. Very, very important. We know that the unborn are not protected. The unborn as young as, I was talking to somebody the other day that knew somebody at 20 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
That the child was born, and I said, how big is that? And he said, you can fit it in the palm of your hands. And it's just excruciating that people would go in and do the terrible things, the really gruesome things that they do in aborting unborn children.
Another important bill that was sponsored also by Senator Nancy Bartow and signed by Governor Ducey has to do with sports, youth sports, specifically women and girls sports.
This is another bill that it's really unbelievable that we have to pass it. Senate Bill 1165, want to make sure I got the number right, that women play women's sports, men play men's sports. We have the situation at the University, UPenn, where male swimmers just breaking records left and right. That will damage, if not obliterate, and get rid of women's sports. There's still the competitive nature in all of us. We want to compete, yes, to be part of something bigger, yes, to have camaraderie, yes, to have a social life, but you still want to do as best you can. Well, if you never can be at the top and win a scholarship, earn a scholarship, win a trophy, whatever, that just diminishes it all. Just let people play, let the girls play. Nike did an ad several years ago on the importance of girls' sports and all the things that it helps, particularly young girls, develop going through what can be a difficult time in their life as they mature. This bill fixes, seniors in high school playing with 8th grade girls in the sports.
Well, and then you just look at the safety issue of biological girls and women having to compete with biological males. That's a big problem. So we're happy that this bill was signed into law. And then last, tax relief. This is something that we've also been working on down here.
We have been pushing for a number of years, and Senator Mesdart has led this charge. It's a little bit in the weeds. It's called the assessment ratio. But we have different assessment ratios for different classes of property. Not that many years ago, Homeowners had a 10% arrest. So they have your value of your house plus 10%. Businesses several years ago had their value of their land, buildings, and then on top of that, 25% was added. We've got that reduced down to 18. Last year, we put steps in to get to 16, and this year, by 2027, we'll be down at 17. Many people won't notice it, but I will tell you, those that have business property are keenly aware of this, and they will look forward to this further reduction in tax.
Moral of the story, especially our small business owners, they are going to be getting basically some of their hard-earned money back, and this is going to give them the opportunity to not only maybe give their employees raises, but grow their business, and especially when we see inflation so high, just hurting everyone.
Well, absolutely, and also the business placement people are looking at competitive states around us. We're the only one that has this convoluted system of taxes, and it's a box that everybody checks off. Good schools, good climate, good this, good that. But then they look at business property tax and say, whoa, way out of line. And it's not on the front page of the paper, kind of boring, but yet huge to the growth of Arizona.
So when voters ask, what on earth are you doing down at the legislature? Because we are in the middle of our budget, we have had some really good pieces of legislation passed this session.
This has really been a very successful session. As we compare it, this is my 8th. We've got some important bills through that voters have wanted, businesses have wanted, the sports industry for women's sports. All good bills that I'm proud to say that I either sponsored, co-sponsored, or certainly voted for.
All right, Senator Vince Leach from District 11, thank you for this legislative update.